Mount Fuji is a symbol of Japan and a World Heritage Site. At its foot, one of Asia's biggest trail running races is held, the Ultra Trail Mount Fuji. The race stretches 100 miles or 164 kilometers, and those looking to win will have no time to rest. For the first time in 4 years, this race will see a truly international lineup of the world's top runners.
我们要争取每一场比赛，尽量都拿到冠军。对于这边的赛道，我觉得是比较简单的。
I use the climbing to my advantage, and then just bring it home into the finish line.
And Japan's top runners are ready for them. Get ready for fierce competition on the Mount Fuji Trail.
日本で開催してるのに日本人が戦わなきゃどうするんだって。
これ上がってきましたね。
Next time you'll be mine. Oh, if I were love, and I can be your goddess. Next time you'll be my right. Oh, if I were love, love. If I were love.
The pandemic meant only Japanese participants could run in last year's race. For the first time since the pandemic began, the race is back in full form with runners from around the world.
頑張ります。頑張ります。
富士のスタート第1ウェーブが間もなく行います。さあいよいよです。
The course begins on the south side of Mount Fuji, climbing around 30 mountains and peaks. Runners have 45 hours to complete the 164-kilometer course, and those aiming to win will have little time to rest en route. One runner leaps ahead right from the start. It takes everyone by surprise. Who is it that's setting off like a sprinter? Zhao Jiaju of China, a favorite to win. He's a well-known professional runner who's taken 28 victories in just 6 years. At this point, he's running a kilometer in 3 minutes 30 seconds. If maintained, he could complete a full marathon in just 2.5 hours.
觉得状态好的话，就根据用状态好的。 因为有时候我们的对手其实不是别人，然后主要是自己，所以我给自己设立一个目标、成绩，然后去突破它。
Zhao's goal is to finish in under 20 hours. He's working to establish a solid lead. The 24-kilometer mark. This is an aid station where runners can refuel with food and water. There are 9 such aid stations along the course. Race leader Zhao arrives.
感觉怎么样？
还行吧，还行。
Zhao is moving fast and only stocks up on water. He heads out without eating. Next, a group arrives. They're 7 minutes behind Zhao. That's a gap of nearly 2 kilometers.
はい、コーラもあります。食べたままです。
The 30-kilometer mark. This is the biggest obstacle of the first half of the trail, the Tenhi Mountains. Runners must navigate steep slopes that rise 800 meters before traveling over 3 separate peaks. It's 16 kilometers of constant ups and downs. Zhao from China has entered the Tenhi Mountains. The steep incline doesn't slow him down. There's a reason for his speed and stamina. Kung Fu. Zhao incorporates Kung Fu into his daily training. And that's not all. He practices running mountain trails with 1.5 kilogram weights on each ankle. Zhao was born in a poor farming village. He dreamed of making a living as a martial artist, but the stars never aligned. He switched his ambition to marathons, but didn't make much headway. At 22, a chance decision to try trail running brought him a win.
尝试去跑步，用跑步这种生活方式来改变我的人生，让我的人生平淡的那种生活多一点奋斗的目标吧。然后跑步就成为了我当时的那种目标，然后一直努力的跑了几年之后，终于才跑出成绩。
Trail running is very popular in China, and many races offer monetary prizes. Zhao's many victories mean he can make a living through the sport. He's now one of China's top professional trail runners.
是我感觉是我目前的唯一能选择最好的生活方式了吧。
The group of runners in second place arrives at the Tenhi Mountains 7 minutes behind Zhao. One pulls ahead of the pack, Kawasaki Yuya, a runner who's local to the area. Kawasaki is a member of the ground self-defense forces stationed at the foot of Mount Fuji. He trains here regularly. By pushing his body to run at an elevation above 3,000 meters, even in the summer, he's improved his heart and lung function. He's confident in his climbing abilities and hopes to close the gap with Zhao.
楽しいですよ、やっぱり。自分がどこまでやれるかなと思って。
4 hours into the race, Zhao has kept up his speed, but now looks a little tired. "6:27 p.m. Zhao makes it over the third peak, Mount Kumamori. Second place Kawasaki is catching up. He's also over the top of Mount Kumamori and just 3 minutes behind Zhao. He closed the gap on the climb. Zhao is in his sights. Kawasaki speeds up.
日本で開催してるのに日本人が戦わなきゃどうするんだ。まあ行かれてるんでしょうがないことにはしゃない。
Another runner has picked up the pace in the mountains. Anthony Lee, currently in 4th place. He's a professional runner from the U.S. Lee trained in the mountains of Colorado and has overtaken 6 people on these steep slopes. He's gaining fast. He catches up to 3rd place runner Onitsuka from Japan. Onitsuka lets Lee pass. He's now in 3rd place. The aid station at the 51-kilometer mark. Zhao from China arrives first. Athletes are permitted to have a supporter meet them at this station.
哦，4开吧，4开，我要吃3个。
Zhao's supporter offers him energy gels. He swallows them down with water. It means he can minimize his time here. All 3 are gone in a flash. Zhao heads out again after just 3 minutes. Second place runner Kawasaki arrives shortly after, just 5 minutes behind. Though he gained time on the ascent, he lost some time on the way down.
先頭も行った？先頭行きました。もう出た？3分出た？出ました。出た？3分半です。補給しないの？補給しました。
In contrast to Zhao, Kawasaki makes sure to fill up on carbs. He eats rice porridge and fried noodles. And he heads out. Eating has put him 7 minutes behind Zhao. Will his strategy pay off? The 60-kilometer mark. The runners are about to return to the mountains. Skilled at inclines, Kawasaki knows this is a chance to catch up with Zhao again.
その背中のライオンみたいなのは子供の手形なんですよ。妻が作ってくれて、はい、子供の手形で撮ったライオンです。可愛いでしょ。
2 months before today's race, Kawasaki and his wife had their first child, Hotaka, a baby boy. This will be Kawasaki's first race as a father, and that means a lot to him.
大変じゃないですか、育児って。でもその中で子供が生まれたから弱くなったねっていうのはすごい嫌で、どうしても父親となってのレースで結果を残したい。
A tiny hand helping his father make it up the long slope. Another battle is underway for 3rd place. Earlier, American runner Lee passed Onitsuka to take 3rd place. They've been competing for the position ever since. Lee pulls ahead. He's a skilled climber.
Hi there. How you doing?
I'm good, yeah. It's nice evening. Yeah, good pacing.
Lee turned pro in 2022 at age 27. As a child, he was obese. He began running for his health, and it became a key part of his life. At 20, he took up trail running at a family member's suggestion. He completed his first 100-mile race at 21. He's now an experienced runner with 17 such races under his belt.
Oh, the trails are great. Very tough. The roads are very fast, and then the trails are up and down, steep, slippery. Yeah, lots of leaves and rocks. So yeah, very technical. Very fun.
Having achieved a lead at third place, Lee is now aiming even higher. A runner on the ground. Dehydration is making his leg muscles cramp.
ふくらはぎを伸ばすような感じ。あ、そう。
伸ばす。
すべて曲げたいです。曲げる。
こう。
そうです。はい。すごくいいんです。すみません。
はい。
本当にありがとうございます。
あ、いえいえ。
They help and encourage one another, heading toward the finish line. Zhao has maintained first place from the very beginning. He continues his solitary run with no sign of slowing down. Zhao has a personal reason for wanting to win this race: his friendship with another runner. Liang Jing, a top Chinese runner who often competed internationally. In 2019, Liang ran the Fuji Trail, vying for first place until the very end, but he placed second. Liang means a lot to Zhao.
我跟他在赛场上是，竞争非常激烈的对手，但是我们在一起成长的越来越快，然后我们两个当时。
In 2021, extreme weather conditions on a Chinese trail race led to tragedy. Temperatures plummeted suddenly, and 21 runners stranded in the mountains died of hypothermia. One of them was Liang.
在接下来日子，没有人再陪着我一块跑，我们快相互竞争了。那种感觉我也不知道怎么说，反正就感觉特别的。
Zhao focuses on the trail his friend followed 4 years ago.
他既然他现在已经不在了，很多人都说在我身上看到他的影。 然后，如果我能夺冠的，那就证明他其实他也能夺冠。
It's been 10 hours since the race began. The aid station at the 96-kilometer mark is over halfway through the course. Zhao is the first to arrive. He still doesn't eat, and again washes down energy gel with water. It minimizes his stopping time.
他跟我说一下几分钟啊。
一緒に。
Zhao is concerned about the time gap with Kawasaki. The pressure of being chased is starting to show. Kawasaki arrives. He's currently 11 minutes behind Zhao. But just like before, he eats heartily. There's no panic. The 105-kilometer mark. Zhao is climbing yet another slope. Earlier, he would have run up an incline like this one, but now he's walking. Even as the trail flattens out, he's still walking. Zhao's pace has slowed. Second-place runner Kawasaki approaches. He's running and doesn't slow down, even on the steep inclines.
「正直前半早かったので落ちてくるだろうと。自分はしっかり補給をできてるじゃないですか。で彼は焦って補給しててしっかり取れてないかもしれないって思いがあったのでチャンスはあるぞと。
2 a.m., the 96-kilometer mark. American pro runner Lee approaches. He'd tangled with Onitsuka over third place, but has now fallen to 8th.
Not good. Yeah.
What's happened to him?
It's gonna be a minute. I'm gonna be here a while. I need a reset. Last aid station to here was pretty bad for me. I was just vomiting, and yeah, just couldn't eat anything.
Lee had hoped to place highly, but decides to take a rest here. He puts on a jacket to stay warm and takes some deep breaths. With about 80 kilometers left, can Lee make it to the end? In races of this length, the gap between the first and last runners grows larger over time. The top runners have cleared more than 100 kilometers by the early hours of the second day, while runners at the rear have barely made half that distance. The 51-kilometer mark aid station is just past the difficult Tenhi Mountains. Exhausted runners decide whether or not to continue. Every aid station has a cutoff time. If a runner doesn't make it by then, they're not permitted to continue. It's cutoff time. By 5 a.m. on the second day, 215 runners are out of the race. The top runners are at the 140-kilometer mark. Mt.FUJI lies ahead. This is the toughest part of the trail. A rocky cliff interrupts the long climb upwards. It's been the downfall of many past runners. Zhao approaches. He reaches the rocky ascent. For an exhausted runner, it's a nasty climb.
对，有时候会突然的想到，有时候在一些某个状态来临的时候，你会突然想到一些往事吧。
Liang Jing, his friend who passed away. 4 years ago, Liang also scaled these rocks.
他跑过的路其实还是非常意义还是非常重大的。
7:29 a.m. Zhao makes it over the peak of Mt.FUJI. Now he races down, descending 800 meters. Here's Kawasaki in second place. At the bottom of the mountain, he was 17 minutes behind, but he closed that gap on the way up.
体も結構やばいっすよ。それ140キロ本当はやばいっすよ。あともう気持ちいいっすよ。
Up ahead, Zhao must also be tired. That thought keeps Kawasaki going. He reaches the peak of Mount Shakushi. He's closed the gap with Zhao to 12 minutes, making up 5 minutes on the climb. He's determined to get closer on the way down. But Zhao is equally determined to stay out front. Can his pride as a local push Kawasaki to a win? The first in sight is Zhao. He stayed in the lead from start to finish, never once giving up his place. Zhao comes in first, finishing in 19 hours and 35 minutes. He's won the race and honored the memory of his friend Liang.
以后再来拿冠军的，但是没有机会了嘛。但是我来替他圆这个梦，也不仅是圆了他梦，也是圆了我的梦嘛。
Kawasaki comes in second place, 19 minutes behind Zhao. They finally meet after a battle that raged for nearly 20 hours.
どこまで強いのかなって思ってたんですけど、本当に強かったです。全力は尽くしたつもりだったので、倒れるまではいかないですけど、出し切っての結果だったので嬉しかったです。
Lee was in bad shape at the 96-kilometer mark, but he managed to keep going.
No calories in me.
That's not all.
Okay. Yeah, right now my foot is kind of aching, so I can't really run downhill, but it's okay. I'm gonna get it done. Oh, so good.
Do you think you can finish?
Yeah, no question. Not just painful and slow right now.
This is Lee's first time in Japan. He planned to visit in 2020, but the race was canceled due to the pandemic. After a 3-year wait, he's finally able to run the mountains of Japan.
Do you like Japanese mountains?
Yeah, Japanese mountains tough. So hard to train for in the US, nothing like it. Yeah, this is crazy. The Japanese runners are so strong.
And look very strong.
Thank you. Trying my best. Always forward progression. Yes, thank you.
At one point, Lee had been unable to move. His injured foot means he can't go fast, but he keeps moving forward.
Hi, Anthony. Oh, nice run.
Yes, thank you. Made it back. A long day.
アンソニー・リー選手ですね。アメリカのトレイルランニング界若手のホークアンソニー・リー選手。おめでとう。
Lee finishes in 18th place.
Good. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, I decided to keep moving because if you're staying in one place, you're not gonna finish. So yeah, it was good to keep moving and just keep putting one foot in front of the other to get to the finish line. So yeah, it was a great race. Really excited, and hopefully we'll be coming back next year. Yeah.
The third day of the race. Some runners hoping to complete the course are still battling onwards. They're fighting exhaustion and pain to climb up Mt.FUJI. Once they make it over Mt.FUJI, the runner's biggest challenge is making it to the finish line by 11:30. If they don't, their achievement will not be recognized. (10:30 a.m.) The final group of runners has arrived at the last peak, Mount Shimoyama. One is crawling forward. She sits down. She makes it back up again. Matsumoto Kyoko. She began running in her 40s to maintain her health. She's only attempted one previous 100-mile race, but couldn't complete it. It's just 3 kilometers to the finish. She has 40 minutes to make the cutoff time.
Look how she struggles for life and more.
ですね。みんなこう感動してくれたんでびっくりしましたね。
あと2キロ。あと22キロ。9ぐらいで頑張ろう。
腕振って腕振って腕振って腕振って。絶対いけるいける。全然大丈夫。動いて動いて。
Matsumoto, the last runner, has dug deep to reach this point.
あともうちょっと下り。いけるいけるいけるいける。頑張って立ち上がって頑張って。慌てなくていい全然慌てなくていい。
The rules mean that no one can help him.
よっしゃ行こう。
2 minutes left, and the finish line is in sight.
足がね、動かない。
動かない。もう無理そう。
でもゴールはしたい。時間過ぎたの。よし。
いける？
立ち上がる。
まだゆっくりでいいよゆっくりでいいよ。
It's now 11:30. The cutoff has come and gone.
よしよしよし。ゆっくりゆっくりゆっくりゆっくりゆっくり。みんな待って。最後笑顔で頑張ろう。頑張ろう。最後笑って。笑ってゴールして。
Even if she makes it, her run will not be officially recognized. But everyone is waiting for Matsumoto all the same. She passes the finish line, 3 minutes and 50 seconds past the cutoff time. They say the finish line of 100-mile race is the start of the next one. No doubt, the runners will be back at the foot of Mount Fuji next year.